Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that matters deeply, the importance of cherishing the people who make your life better, especially the women who stand by you, support you, and uplift you in ways you might not even notice. There's a truth that often goes unspoken. Sometimes we forget to honor the very people who add so much to our lives. We all have that one person, or maybe multiple people, who show up for us unconditionally. A good woman does this in a way that is fierce, quiet, and unwavering. She doesn't ask for recognition, she just gives. But there's something we must understand: it's not enough just to have her. It's not enough to have her around when it's convenient, or to acknowledge her only when it's too late. We need to recognize her value before she becomes an afterthought. This isn't just about relationships. This is about all the women in our lives, the ones who nurture, the ones who lead, the ones who work quietly in the background. It's about not taking for granted the love, the effort, and the support that come from those who care for us in ways that we sometimes overlook. Taking someone for granted isn't always about malice. It can happen when we become complacent, when we forget to show appreciation in the daily grind. It's easy to fall into this pattern when we've grown accustomed to someone always being there, always taking care of things. We begin to expect it. But when we do that, we risk losing what's most precious in our lives: that person's presence, their heart, their support. So let's stop for a moment and reflect on the women who matter to us. Let's ask ourselves, are we treating them with the honor and respect they deserve? Are we taking the time to show them how much we value them, or are we letting the rush of life pass us by? Today, I want to challenge you to think deeply about the women in your life, whether it's a partner, a friend, a colleague, or a family member. Don't wait until it's too late to express your gratitude. Don't take her for granted. Appreciate her before it becomes a distant memory. One of the most profound truths about a good woman is the sheer volume of work she does that no one sees. Often, it's easy to overlook the efforts that go into making everything look easy, to take for granted the things that seem to just happen without realizing the time, energy, and heart that have gone into them. But if you take a step back and really look, you'll see a life full of subtle sacrifices, thoughtfulness, and quiet dedication that often goes unnoticed. The truth is, a good woman often works in silence. She may not ask for recognition, and she may not even expect it, but beneath the surface, she's doing so much, often juggling multiple roles at once without ever complaining. Whether it's making sure the home runs smoothly, supporting you through life's ups and downs, or handling the small details that others might overlook, her efforts are often invisible, but they are the glue that holds everything together. Have you ever noticed the extra effort she puts into remembering things small, seemingly insignificant things that show how deeply she cares? She remembers your favorite coffee order, the song that reminds you of a special moment, the details of your workday that you might forget yourself. These are not mere coincidences. They are intentional acts of love and care, often done without fanfare or acknowledgement. Her attention to detail is a reflection of her deep commitment to those she loves, and it's something worth recognizing and valuing. And then there are the moments when she steps up in ways that go unnoticed because they don't fit the narrative of big achievements or public recognition. She sacrifices her own desires, sometimes without even thinking about it, to ensure that everyone around her is okay. Maybe she forgoes her own rest because she knows someone else needs her more. Or maybe she quietly picks up the pieces of a situation that could have fallen apart, taking on more than her fair share of the burden without making a scene or drawing attention to it. What we often fail to see is that a good woman has a reservoir of strength that's built on years of nurturing others, often at the expense of her own needs. She's the one who holds the emotional weight of the family, the one who provides support and stability in moments of chaos. While the world might be focused on the loud, visible moments of achievement, she is quietly making sure the foundation is strong, the people are cared for, and everything keeps moving forward. This is not to say that she is some martyr giving and giving without receiving anything in return. No, but it's about recognizing that much of what she does is not always seen by others. And it is in those moments of invisibility that her strength and resilience truly shine. She doesn't seek the spotlight, doesn't demand applause for the quiet work she does, but the truth is, her work matters. It impacts the people around her in ways they might not even fully grasp until she's no longer there to do it. The next time you find yourself taking her for granted, take a moment to pause and reflect on all the little things she does, things that don't make headlines, but are the true markers of her care, commitment, and love. Acknowledge her efforts, both big and small. Understand that the reason things flow smoothly, the reason you feel supported and loved, is because of her quiet, unseen efforts. Recognizing these moments and showing appreciation for them is one of the greatest ways to honor her. So do not let her work go unnoticed. Acknowledge that it takes tremendous strength to give so much, often without recognition. Recognize her unseen efforts, not just when it's convenient or easy, but as an ongoing practice. Appreciate her, not just for the things that are visible, but for everything she does behind the scenes, the things she does quietly and consistently, because it's these small, daily acts of love and dedication that make a huge impact in shaping a life, a relationship, and a home. One of the most powerful things you can do for someone, especially for a woman who shows up in your life day after day, is to express your appreciation not just occasionally, but regularly. Too often, we take the presence and efforts of those closest to us for granted, assuming they know how much we value them simply because of their proximity or the things they do. The truth, however, is that words matter deeply. They matter more than we realize, and the consistent communication of appreciation can be one of the most profound ways to strengthen a bond and show someone just how deeply they are cherished. Think about it. How many times in the hustle and bustle of daily life have you thought, I should tell her how much she means to me, but then didn't? Perhaps you told her once a long time ago and assumed she knew. Or maybe you thought that because you show affection in other ways, words weren't necessary. But in reality, words have an incredible power to affirm, to encourage, and to build connection. They are not just about saying thank you for the big things. It's about consistently acknowledging the little things, the everyday actions that may not be spectacular, but are full of heart and effort. Communicating appreciation regularly is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, simple acts of recognition that, when strung together over time, create a rich tapestry of gratitude and love. It can be as simple as taking a moment at the end of a long day to tell her how much you appreciate all she's done, even if it's just making sure everything ran smoothly. It's recognizing when she does something that might seem small but is actually a reflection of her thoughtfulness and dedication. Telling her that you see her efforts and you value them, this is something that can't be underestimated. But it's not just about what you say, it's also about how you say it and when you say it. Too often, we wait for big moments, special occasions, or milestones to express our appreciation. We might tell someone we love them on their birthday or acknowledge their hard work when they accomplish something major. While these are important, the truth is that appreciation shouldn't be reserved for these rare moments. Instead, it should be woven into the fabric of everyday life. The most meaningful words of appreciation often come in the quiet, ordinary moments when she least expects it. Imagine coming home after a long day, and instead of getting caught up in the rush of what still needs to be done, you pause, look her in the eyes, and simply say, I appreciate you. I see how hard you work every day, and I'm so grateful for all that you do. Those words might seem simple, but they carry so much weight. They are a reminder that she's not invisible, that her contributions are valued not just when she does something extraordinary, but simply because she is who she is, showing up day after day after day in your life. What's powerful about this kind of appreciation is that it can change the way someone feels about themselves. Many times, the people we care about are the ones who forget their own worth. They get caught up in the grind of life and lose sight of how important they really are. Regular, genuine appreciation is a mirror that reflects their value back to them. When you acknowledge her contributions, you're telling her that she is seen, she is important, and she is important, and she is enough. You're affirming her worth not just for the tasks she does, but for who she is as a person. In addition to verbal affirmations, showing appreciation through actions also matters. It's about creating a balance between words and deeds. Words can uplift and inspire, but actions give those words substance. It's about making sure that your actions align with your words. Don't just say, "I appreciate you," but also take the time to show that appreciation in tangible ways. Sometimes it might be as simple as taking something off her plate, helping with something she's been meaning to do, or just giving her space when she needs it. The key is consistency. Appreciation isn't something you say once and forget about. It's a practice, something that should be integrated into your daily life. It's about developing a habit of expressing your gratitude regularly, even when things seem routine. By doing so, you are building a relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and emotional security. She will begin to feel more supported, more loved, and more valued because she knows that her presence in your life is not only acknowledged but celebrated. But here's the truth, even when we know how important it is to express appreciation, life can sometimes get in the way. We get busy, we get distracted, or we assume that the other person already knows how we feel. But here's where the magic happens. Being intentional about your appreciation can transform your relationship. It doesn't matter if it feels awkward at first. The more you practice it, the more natural it will become, and the more it will deepen your connection. In the fast-paced, often distracted world we live in, one of the most meaningful gifts you can give to the people you care about, especially to a woman who gives so much of herself, is your presence. Not just your physical presence, but your emotional, mental, and spiritual presence. It's easy to be in the same room with someone and still be miles away. It's easy to get caught up in our phones and our thoughts or in the endless cycle of tasks and responsibilities. But the truth is, the most powerful way to show you care is to truly show up and be present. Being present isn't just about being there physically. It's about being engaged, fully immersed in the moment without distractions, and giving the other person the space to feel heard, valued, and understood. A good woman deserves this. She deserves to be seen in her entirety, to be acknowledged not just for the things she does, but for the person she is. Being present means showing up in a way that tells her, "I see you, I appreciate you, and I am here with you now." Too often, we show up physically but leave our minds elsewhere. We're thinking about our to-do lists, checking our emails, or lost in our own mental chatter. While this might seem harmless, it can be damaging to relationships. It can create a feeling of isolation, even when you're right next to each other. It can make someone feel like they're not truly being seen or heard. And this is where the true power of being present lies. It's in making the other person feel like they matter, like they are worthy of your full attention and focus. When you're present and engaged, you're able to offer more than just your time. You're offering your energy, your empathy, and your understanding. You're making the effort to truly listen, not just to the words being spoken, but to the emotions behind them. You're showing her that what she has to say matters. Whether she's sharing her dreams, her struggles, or just the details of her day, you're there to absorb it all, to process it, and to respond with care and consideration. One of the best ways to practice being present is through active listening. Active listening is about giving your full attention, maintaining eye contact, and responding in a way that shows you are not just hearing her words, but actually understanding and connecting with her. When she speaks, don't just wait for your turn to talk. Don't interrupt or zone out. Instead, take the time to really take in what she's saying emotionally, mentally, and physically. Let her words sink in and show her that she has your undivided attention. Being present also means being emotionally available. It means not just being physically there, but also emotionally in tune with what's going on in her world. When she's going through something difficult, be there to support her, not just by offering solutions, but by offering empathy. When she's excited about something, share in her excitement. Celebrate her wins, however big or small, with the same level of enthusiasm and attention as if they were your own. This level of engagement creates a deep bond, one that is rooted in mutual care, respect, and emotional intimacy. Another key aspect of being present is offering your support without judgment. Sometimes all a woman needs is someone who will stand by her side, not offering advice or trying to fix things, but simply being there to listen and offer understanding. Being present means creating a space where she can express herself freely, knowing that her emotions and her experiences are valid no matter what they are. This type of emotional availability is invaluable in any relationship. It makes the other person feel safe and supported, and it strengthens the connection between you. But being present doesn't just show up in big moments or in times of crisis. It's in the everyday moments, the small, quiet times that can so often be overlooked. It's about putting down your phone when you're sitting together, making eye contact during conversations, and showing interest in the small details of her day. It's about making an effort to spend quality time together, to engage in activities that deepen your bond, whether it's talking over dinner, going for a walk, or simply sitting in silence together, comfortable in each other's presence. There's also a powerful form of presence in the way you show up in the little things, like remembering how she takes her coffee, or noticing when she's had a long day and offering a word of comfort. It's not about grand gestures, but about consistently showing up with intention and care. The more you show up in these small ways, the more you create a culture of presence in your relationship, one where both of you feel seen, valued, and connected. When you are fully engaged and present with someone, you begin to notice things you might otherwise overlook. You become more attuned to her needs, her moods, and the unspoken ways she expresses herself. This level of attentiveness creates a deeper level of trust, because she knows that you are not just there for her, but you are actively investing in understanding her emotionally, mentally, and physically. It creates a space where both of you feel safe to express yourselves freely, without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. Another important aspect of being present is being able to recognize when she needs space. Being engaged doesn't mean being overbearing. It means being attuned to her needs and knowing when to offer support and when to step back. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give is simply the ability to recognize when she needs some time to herself and respecting that. Being present means being aware enough to understand the balance between being there for her and giving her the room she needs to recharge. Being present and engaged doesn't come naturally to everyone. In a world full of distractions and constant demands for our attention, it's something that requires conscious effort and practice. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you are fully present, you create a deeper connection that goes beyond surface level interactions. You foster a space where both of you can thrive, knowing that you have a partner who is invested in you, in your growth, and in your shared experiences. Ultimately, being present is one of the most beautiful ways to show someone that you value them, not just in the big moments, but in the everyday, ordinary ones. When you commit to being present and engaged, you create a relationship that is rooted in real connection, deep understanding, and genuine love. It's one of the greatest ways to honor a woman and to show her that she is not just another person in your life, but a priority in your heart. In every relationship, one of the most important acts of care and love is respecting the needs and boundaries of the other person. When we talk about respecting a woman's needs and boundaries, it's not just about understanding what she wants or what makes her comfortable. It's about being attuned to her emotions, her desires, and the personal space she requires to feel safe, valued, and understood. Boundaries are not about walls or barriers. They are about establishing a framework of respect, care, and mutual understanding. Respecting her needs and boundaries means acknowledging her autonomy, her individuality, and the fact that she is her own person, deserving of the same respect and consideration you would want for yourself. It's easy in a world that often pushes people to give more, do more, and be more to forget that every person has a limit. For a woman to thrive in a relationship, she needs to know that her personal space, her needs, and her boundaries will be honored. In the fast-paced nature of life, the importance of these boundaries can be overlooked, but they are fundamental to a healthy and thriving relationship. Understanding her boundaries is not only about recognizing when she says no, it's about being aware of the silent, sometimes unspoken, cues that she gives. It's about listening with your heart and truly hearing what she needs, both from you and for herself. Boundaries are deeply personal, and they are essential for maintaining a healthy sense of self within a relationship. They are not limitations or walls to keep others out, but rather they are guidelines for how we engage with each other in a way that fosters mutual respect. Each individual has their own unique needs and limits, whether emotional, physical, or mental, and it is crucial to recognize and honor those boundaries with compassion. These needs may change over time, and they may not always be easy to identify, but that's where your attentiveness comes in. When you show genuine interest in what she needs, you are telling her, I see you, I value you, and I respect your right to take up space, make choices, and set boundaries. One of the most profound ways to demonstrate respect for her boundaries is through clear, open, and honest communication. Communication is the foundation of any strong relationship, and it is especially important when it comes to understanding and honoring boundaries. When you communicate openly, you create a space where she feels safe expressing her needs, her desires, and even her discomforts. She needs to know that her voice will be heard, that her feelings are valid, and that her boundaries will not only be respected but also understood. Communication, when done with care, allows for a deeper connection because it ensures that both partners are on the same page. It's important to recognize that respecting her boundaries is not just about respecting the no moments, those times when she needs space or when she says she's not ready to do something. It's also about recognizing the yes moments, the times when she expresses a desire to be close, when she opens up, or when she asks for help. It's about creating an environment where she feels empowered to express herself freely, knowing that her wishes will be received with respect. Boundaries are not about control, they are about creating an environment where mutual respect and care can flourish. When it comes to emotional boundaries, respect means understanding her emotional needs and how she processes feelings. Some women may need time to process their emotions on their own, while others may seek support and comfort from a partner. Being aware of this dynamic and offering space when needed or offering comfort when asked is crucial. Emotional boundaries are about recognizing when she needs support and when she needs to be left alone to work through things herself. It's about being emotionally available when necessary, but also being okay with giving her the space to process on her own terms. Respecting her physical boundaries is equally important. Everyone has different comfort levels when it comes to physical touch, intimacy, and personal space. These boundaries can shift depending on the individual, the relationship, or even external circumstances. The key to respecting her physical boundaries is being aware and never assuming that one size fits all. When it comes to physical affection, consent and comfort are essential. It's not just about asking for permission before each step, but about being present enough to sense her needs, to understand when she wants to be close and when she might need distance. These small gestures show her that you care about her well-being, her comfort, and her sense of safety. Sometimes boundaries also involve setting limits around time and energy. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of overextending ourselves or giving too much of our time to others, leaving little room for personal rest and recharge. Respecting her boundaries means acknowledging when she needs time for herself, away from the demands of life or even the relationship. It means not taking it personally when she asks for space, but understanding that this is an important part of maintaining her sense of balance and well-being. Supporting her in setting and respecting her boundaries also involves helping to create an environment where she can prioritize her self-care. Encouraging her to take time for herself, pursue her passions, or engage in activities that replenish her is a form of respect that honors both her individuality and your relationship. True respect means acknowledging that her needs are just as important as yours, and that a healthy relationship is one where both partners can thrive as individuals while also growing together. Boundaries are also about honoring her emotional energy. If she expresses that certain conversations are draining or that certain situations make her uncomfortable, respect that boundary without hesitation. This means not pushing her to engage in conversations or activities that she has made clear she's not comfortable with. It's not about shutting her down or ignoring her feelings. It's about listening to her and being supportive by not crossing lines she has set. Recognizing her emotional energy limits and being mindful of them will foster a space where she feels emotionally safe and understood. Furthermore, respecting her needs and boundaries includes recognizing when you might be crossing into areas of control or manipulation. True respect never involves pressuring her into doing something she's not comfortable with. It's not about trying to change her or mold her into someone you want her to be, but about accepting her as she is, embracing her uniqueness, and allowing her to be her authentic self. In a healthy relationship, boundaries are respected not as a sign of limitation, but as a vital part of the mutual trust and respect that sustains it. One of the most profound ways to show your love and respect for a woman is through regular appreciation, not just during moments of crisis, but throughout the course of your relationship. Too often, we take the people we love for granted, assuming that they will always be there, always putting in the effort, always caring for us without needing to be reminded of their importance. This is a mistake that can erode the strength of a relationship over time. Waiting until a crisis hits to appreciate her or acknowledge her efforts is like waiting until the storm clouds gather before seeking shelter. By then, it may be too late to truly show how much she means to you. Appreciation should be woven into the fabric of your everyday interactions, not saved for moments of desperation or sorrow. It is in the little, seemingly insignificant moments when you express your gratitude that you cultivate a sense of mutual respect and care. When you wait for a crisis, you miss the opportunity to reinforce the connection, trust, and love that are the foundation of a strong relationship. Appreciating her in the everyday moments when things are running smoothly allows her to feel valued and seen even during the quiet times. She doesn't need to be saving the world for you to see how much she's contributing to your life. Think about how much she does, even when it goes unnoticed. It could be the way she listens to you after a difficult day, how she steps in to support you without being asked, or the care she puts into maintaining a warm and nurturing environment for both of you. These are the moments when you should stop and reflect on her value. Acknowledging these small but significant acts of love shows that you recognize the depth of her commitment and that you do not take her for granted. It's about honoring her contributions, big and small, and ensuring she knows that you see her effort, that you appreciate the person she is every single day. Waiting for a crisis to express appreciation often leads to regret and missed opportunities. In times of crisis, words of gratitude can feel rushed, forced, or insufficient to truly convey the depth of what you feel. It's during the calm moments when there is space to reflect and speak openly that appreciation becomes meaningful. Don't allow those everyday moments to pass without acknowledging her. Compliment her for her strength, her intelligence, her humor, her empathy, and the way she makes your life better. Let her know that you value the person she is, not just the actions she takes. One of the most important elements of appreciation is the recognition of effort. Acknowledge that she's not just doing things because it's expected, but because she chooses to invest in your relationship. Whether she's been there to support you during difficult decisions, helped you with a personal project, or simply made your day a little brighter with her kindness, recognizing that effort speaks volumes. Appreciation goes beyond words. It's about showing up in a way that demonstrates that you don't just notice what she does, but that you value the spirit in which she does it. This creates a sense of trust and emotional security, knowing that her contributions matter to you on a daily basis. Appreciating her before a crisis also strengthens her emotional resilience. When she knows that she is regularly valued and supported, she can better weather the difficult times that inevitably come. Appreciation builds a reservoir of goodwill that can act as a buffer when challenges arise. She doesn't need to wonder if you see her or care about her. It's already been established. She feels secure in the knowledge that her worth isn't dependent on a dramatic moment, but on the consistent, everyday recognition of who she is and what she brings to the relationship. By appreciating her regularly, you also set the tone for a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. You show her that her happiness matters to you, that her feelings are important, and that you are present and attuned to her emotional needs. This type of appreciation isn't about grand gestures or declarations, but about small, genuine acts of acknowledgement that build over time. It's in the thank you for the little things, the compliments for how she handles situations with grace, and the support you offer her when she needs it most. This reinforces the notion that appreciation isn't something you say for difficult moments, but something that is part of the rhythm of your daily life together. Too often, people wait until something is lost to realize its value. They don't recognize what they have until it's no longer in front of them. This is why you should appreciate her in the good times, when the relationship feels effortless and joy is abundant. This is when appreciation can be most powerful, because it's not rooted in fear or loss, but in the joy of truly recognizing the person you are lucky enough to share your life with. Appreciating her in the everyday, in the moments when things are calm, builds a foundation of love and gratitude that will sustain you both in the tougher times. Waiting for a crisis can result in unspoken regrets. It can leave her feeling as though her efforts were only valued in the face of difficulty, rather than being recognized for who she is day in and day out. It's a mistake that we often make because we get caught up in the busyness of life, assuming that the people we love know how we feel about them. But words, actions, and gestures of appreciation matter. They remind her that she is valued, seen, and heard. They reinforce that she's important to you, not just when things are tough, but always. When you appreciate her regularly, you show her that she's not just a source of support, but a person worthy of admiration, respect, and love at all times. In conclusion, appreciating a woman should never be reserved for moments of crisis. It's the daily, consistent acknowledgement of her worth, her efforts, and her love that builds the foundation of a strong, healthy relationship. Recognizing her unseen efforts, communicating your gratitude, being present, and respecting her boundaries all play vital roles in showing her she is valued, not just in times of need, but throughout the journey you share together. Don't wait for a storm to show how much you care. Let your appreciation be an ongoing practice, something that strengthens the bond between you every day. By truly seeing her, honoring her, and appreciating her regularly, you create a relationship where love isn't just a reaction to crisis, but a living, breathing force that elevates both of you.